My name is Jane Gypsy. The G in Gypsy is spelled with the number 6 instead of the G. Just like to clarify that. It's been almost 2 years since the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial started, but recently Aquaman 2 was released and a 3-part docuseries on Netflix also premiered not too long ago called Depp v. Heard, and I originally was going to make a video about that. I might still, but it might include not only the Netflix documentary, but also the other mainstream media coverage, news articles, news stations, documentaries, things like that. The majority of it seems to lean towards this narrative. Amber Heard got an unfair trial and, you know, Johnny Depp got away with it. The patriarchy is at it again. And I just think these sources of information are very misleading and biased, so I might still cover that. But this video specifically is going to be talking about listening to a part of the actual official court audio evidence exhibits. The full recording is like a couple of hours. I'll link it in the description box if you do want to listen to the full thing, but I'm only going to play parts of it. I will be starting around the 19-minute mark. We'll also be making another video, definitely going to be making this video, and it is going to cover the entire UK judgment, which was the case prior to the US case. It was Johnny Depp versus The Sun, a defamation case. Amber Heard was only a witness. She was not a defendant in that case. Johnny Depp lost that defamation case to The Sun, and a lot of Amber Heard supporters use this as a supporting argument to why they think Johnny Depp is the abuser in the relationship. I'm going to make a video to prove them wrong, but I don't have any high expectations because, no offense, but the majority of them seem ignorant or just stupid. I don't know, but I doubt I'm gonna change any of their minds if they haven't already yet with the amount of evidence and information that has come out. So yeah, but if you're interested in that, be sure to stay tuned because I will definitely have that, and I think it isn't talked about that much. But yeah, today we will be listening to a part from Plaintiff's Exhibit 356 from the US trial, Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard. Yeah, let's get started.
Of course I want that with you. It's why I married you. But I need the safety, I need the security, I need the boundaries, and I think you... Could you not agree?
I need the same things.
So
But when you start flipping out, and I can't get a word in, and it's you know, manic and angry. Well, what the fuck, Amber?
I get angry. I'm human. This is the kind of situation where one gets angry.
Okay, but you can't provoke anger in me then. If I just
can't control that. If I'm angry,
just try. Let's both try. If there's anger, if there's something fucking really...
Try to keep this part in mind, what Amber Heard is saying here. This is something very common that manipulators and abusers do. Here, Johnny Depp seems to be very calmly trying to basically plead to her, let's try to stay calm, let's not fight. Amber Heard is telling Johnny that she can't help it, she can't control her anger, she's human, she can't help if she gets mad, which is understandable. Everybody has emotions, everybody gets angry, you might be upset with your partner sometimes, that's understandable, but she's saying she can't control that. From right now, we can't tell if she's just talking about getting angry in general or the physical violence and attacks. This will be brought up in the conversation in a couple minutes. This is something very common that abusers do, something that a manipulator or abusive person is doing to their victim. They will then take a situation and flip it, make it like the equivalent of what they're doing to that person, but say that that person is doing that exact thing to them. And this is super common. I haven't figured out if these people do this on purpose, intentionally, or if they don't even realize that this is what they're doing. Maybe it varies for each person. This is something that I'm sure people who have been in emotionally and physically abusive relationships are familiar with. Another thing to pay attention to throughout this recording is the way Johnny Depp addresses Amber Heard. Even in this beginning part right here, the way he says, let's work on it together. He's trying to propose the way of fixing their relationship as something they need to do together, which, you know, in a relationship is ideal. Both people should constantly be working together for the betterment of the relationship. But in this situation, he's not just calling her out singly, saying, you're the problem, I'm not the problem. He's saying, let's do it together. He's being very calm. He sounds fairly supportive here. So just keep notice of the differences between the way they address each other and the problems they see in one another.
Just try. Let's both try. If there's anger, if there's something fucking really fucking poking us in the ass, let's try. Try not to fucking fight. Try to address it without jumping down each other's throats, because all that's going to do is build a mountain of fucking resentment, some species of fucking hatred within the love, and so totally fucking mistrust, because you say you don't trust me, you don't trust me. I get it, okay. I'm flake, I'm with this, I'm with that.
I didn't
All
say
right.
as a person, I was speaking specifically about this. I don't trust the marriage, I don't trust you, I don't feel safe with it, because you always fucking bail on it.
Well, then
That's
I don't know, you know.
I want the trust back. I don't.
It's just so ironic in this recording and various other recordings, if not almost all of them. She is constantly saying, I don't feel safe in the marriage. I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe. And what she's referring to every time is not feeling safe because of his leaving, his splitting during their heated arguments and fights. It's just ironic because she's the one physically assaulting him, which she will soon admit in this recording in a few minutes, yet she's constantly the one saying, I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe in the marriage. Perhaps she's referring to the safety of the stability or health of the marriage. That's probably what she's referring to, but how many times she says it, it almost seems like a intentional or conscious choice of words to me. It might not be, but it's just a little ironic and strange to choose the word safe repeatedly so many times in specifically the context of their fights and arguments, knowing that she does get physically violent.
You can deflect all you want, say it's my fault, say how dare I get angry at you ever, whatever. I'm telling you,
as much as you don't like that shit in your marriage, I don't like the guff that you put on me in our marriage. And if it causes distrust in me, it causes distrust in me. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what.
And
the
sometimes
thing
I
is.
don't. I don't want to fucking be there and go through the shit. I don't, man. I don't.
No.
I don't want to, because I don't want to fucking fight.
But it doesn't have to be one. It's not like I'm saying, hey, choose fight.
You just said I get mad, I'm gonna scream.
No, I didn't say that's always the case. I said, yeah, I'm mad. It happens. It happens.
Yes, I know. It happens often.
The things that are wrong are repeating themselves, and they happen often. If you think I'm some fucking tyrant or bully, then don't fucking be with me. But don't sit here and insult me like I'm the fuck up because I have the
But you're the
audacity to
one
get
saying
mad.
that I'm the tyrant and the bully and at the same time the guy that runs away and
you run away every single fight.
Okay, so I mean, then what are you?
Then I'm not
doing
lying
with me?
about it.
Then what are you doing with me?
I already answered that. We went through this conversation literally 5 minutes ago. I answered this already 5 minutes ago.
You just said to me that I shouldn't be with you.
No, I said if
That's
you.
what I feel.
No, I said if I'm some, harping bully, which is what you make me sound like. Like I'm like constantly on you, making you feel bad. That's because that's what I do. And then you ignore everything. You take me for granted. You're ignoring everything that I do for you. You make me sound terrible. You talk about me in a terrible way. You do not fight for me, and then you want to sit here and make me sound so terrible to be around.
Fight for you?
You don't. Everything I've already explained.
No.
She also repeatedly emphasizes the word fight throughout this recording and other recordings. She will sometimes try to bury it under like a list of other things. You don't do this, you don't do that. But in the end, what it always comes down to, and what is always emphasized, is the fighting. He doesn't fight for her. Again, just interesting choice of words when speaking about the specific context and knowing the dynamics of their relationship.
Fight for you. I don't understand.
You never, ever do the work. Put in the work. If we're arguing about something, you don't ever try to get to the bottom of it, figure out, make the peace. You want to make it easy on you, so you split. You don't fight for me. You don't fight when there's a problem. You don't come to me. You don't make peace with me. You never extend an olive branch. You're never the bigger guy. You're never the one that's like, okay, I'm going to put my own feelings aside for a second and say, this is bigger than us. Let's stop fighting. You never are the one to come and knock on my door. You take me for granted.
It's not true. It's not true. I'm not the one who fucking throws fucking pots and
those are different. That's different.
Fucking else at me.
That's different. That's one does not negate the other. That's irrelevant. It's a complete non sequitur.
That's irrelevant. Her throwing pots and pans is a irrelevant non sequitur to the problems in their relationship. It's funny because here she's explaining to Johnny Depp and basically complaining about his lack of, in her words, extending the olive branch. Basically coming to her after they have a fight or an argument. She states that she is almost always the one that comes to Johnny to apologize first. She goes to find him. She's knocking on his door. He is never the one coming to get her or check on her first. What she's not mentioning is why she even needs to be going to get him in the first place. Maybe if she wasn't throwing pots and pans, this is what I think Johnny is suggesting, maybe if she wasn't throwing pots and pans or hitting him or escalating a fight to the possibility of getting to that point, maybe he wouldn't have to walk away, therefore she wouldn't have to be coming to get him to check on him. When he brings this up, she considers it irrelevant, even though that is the direct cause. She can throw pots and pans, she can scream, she can hit, but when he walks away from that, it's his fault for not checking on her first, coming back to her. So I find that extremely relevant. Irrelevancy objection overruled.
Fucking throws fucking pots and
those are different. That's different.
Fucking else at me.
That's different. That's one does not negate the other. That's irrelevant. It's a complete non sequitur. Just because I've thrown pots and pans does not mean that you come and knock on the door. Just because there are vases does not mean that you come and knock on the door.
Really, I should just let you throw.
I'm not saying that. You're saying that. You're putting words in my mouth and then making non sequiturs.
I'm giving you a situation.
No, you're trying to justify how you don't or do come to the door.
No,
based on whether I throw pots and pans. It's irrelevant.
No, I'm justifying how you seem to think that there's this cowardice in me that runs away and I don't fight for you.
And you're justifying that by saying I throw pots and pans? Okay, cool. Let's talk about everything you do wrong.
I'm not the one who fucking did that.
See how quickly she deflects? She refuses to take any blame, even just recognize her part or her faults that are contributing, how her actions are playing a part in this. She is saying it's irrelevant, it's a non sequitur, that she throws pots, pans, vases, and whatever else. She's admitting to it. She knows she's being recorded. She's admitting this. She doesn't seem shy about it, and she's just completely getting defensive and deflecting, showing it zero remorse.
There's this cowardice in me that runs away and I don't fight for you.
And you're justifying that by saying I throw pots and pans? Okay, cool. Let's talk about everything you do wrong.
I'm not the one who fucking did that. I didn't.
So that makes sense. That's clear. Yeah.
The only time I ever threw anything at you was when you fucking threw the cans at me in Australia.
Why are you trying to justify who throws things based.
I do want to pause right here because Johnny Depp clearly did admit to throwing something back at Amber. I 100% do not think it's okay to ever act violently towards somebody outside of protecting yourself in self-defense of immediate danger. We do have to recognize that people have breaking points. I'm not justifying what he did, I'm not saying it's okay. But, you know, a lot of Amber Heard supporters are defending these audio recordings of her admitting to physical violence towards Johnny Depp by saying this is her retaliatory abuse. So sometimes when someone has been dealing with domestic abuse for, you know, a prolonged period of time, in some cases that victim may eventually defend themselves or act in violence back. This is not always, of course, but sometimes this does happen. So if Amber Heard supporters are trying to defend her admitting to physical violence by saying it's retaliatory abuse, if we recognize that that is a common symptom of abuse victims, although I don't think it's okay and I don't think it's right, I can understand where that action of retaliatory violence comes from. I do think personally that men have more of a responsibility to control themselves when reacting physically to violence because typically they have a lot more physical strength. With that, obviously they can do and cause a lot more damage and more serious damage. I don't know what he threw. We don't know if it hit her. In this instance that they're referring to, it's the time when she threw a can of mineral spirits and it hit his eyebrow. It's like a paint can she threw at him. I can see how in a fit of anger and just being an abuse victim, he maybe reacted and threw something back. Again, not saying that's okay, but I do think there is some room for forgiveness if it was retaliatory, and it does seem that it was. And I also do think that this would explain why he is so imminent about leaving, about splitting, about breaking away, taking space when these fights, their arguments do start to escalate, because he doesn't want it to get to that point again. He probably feels guilty about throwing something back or acting back if it happened another time. I don't know. I haven't heard him admit to it any other time, I don't believe. I could see why he is so quick to leave, to make sure that that doesn't happen. He has also admitted to having a severe drug problem. He had an opiate addiction, and he was mixing that with his regular pharmaceutical medicine that he had to take, mixing that with recreational street drugs, and having an opiate physical addiction that's just, you know, a concoction for disaster on top of being in an abusive relationship every day. Shit's gonna happen. And again, I'm not saying it's okay, but I do think there is room for forgiveness and growth for someone in that situation, especially for willing to grant it to women. Like, if Amber Heard were to be the one retaliating physically from a domestic abuse situation, why would we as a society grant her an excuse and forgiveness, but not the same to Johnny Depp when he's in the same situation as a female domestic abuse victim?
That's clear, yeah.
The only time I ever threw anything at you was when you fucking threw the cans at me in Australia.
Why are you trying to justify who throws things based on whether or not you come knocking on the door?
Because that is a fucking irrational and violent fucking maneuver. So a man would want to get out of that area so that he doesn't get so fucking angry that he actually does pop the fucking wife.
How does one inform the other?
Oh, man. Go home and listen to the tape.
That may sound harsh, but it's honest and it's true. He doesn't want to end up either having to defend himself or retaliating. Getting so angry, he lashes out. So he leaves. He's pleading with her to just not start the violence in the first place, and then he won't even have to leave if they can just stay calm and level-headed throughout their arguments. Yet, it's his problem because he doesn't come and get her after she causes him to walk away. This is their recurring fight. I made a tweet on Twitter. Sorry, I'm new to Twitter. And it was like, I wrote sarcastically, well, Amber Heard wouldn't have had to hit Johnny Depp if Johnny Depp would just stop walking away to avoid getting hit by Amber Heard. It's like chicken and an egg. I don't know if that's like the best analogy, but he's walking away because she's hitting him. Because he walked away, she's super angry about it. They get in a fight and she hits him. He walks away, she gets mad, hits him, walks away. Yeah, you got it. Yet she refuses to acknowledge any fault or having any part in this process, in this cycle of fighting, this repetitive fight that they keep having.
Go home and listen to the tape. Please, that's what they're for.
Yes. You listen to the fucking tape.
Oh, I'm gonna.
So will I. I'm not going to sit here and promise you I'll never get mad at you or that you'll never fuck up. I know you want to live in a world where everyone just says yes to you and doesn't question you or criticize you ever.
Don't insult me like that, please.
But that's not the case. That's not why you're with me. I am honest with you. I'm sorry. You don't want to be held accountable. I get it.
I'm not sure you're so honest with me.
It's another common thing that manipulators and abusers do. They speak in this passive-aggressive tone. You know, I know you don't want to take accountability. I know why you're with me because I'm honest with you. They're throwing insults, but posing them in a way that is kind of making them look like, you know, the high and mighty person. Oh, I'm honest with you. I get it. I get it. You don't want to take accountability. I understand that it's hard being with me because nobody ever calls you out. Everyone just says yes to you. I could understand as a celebrity why that would be an insecurity or an insult. I'm sure when you have all that fame and power and money, you do wonder who are your true friends and who are actually just here, you know, to reap the benefit. So that probably gets to you. Are people being honest with you, or are they just telling you what you want to hear? And she's, you know, using that against him.
Well, that's your...
Watching you live in front of Travis last night was really a
That's your problem, and that's your whole thing that you've created.
That's my problem, but my problem is that you don't trust me?
No.
Notice how she said, that's your problem. That's your thing that you created. You'll understand why.
That's my problem, but my problem is that you don't trust me?
No, I don't trust you in this.
What the fuck is going on in there, man?
I don't trust you in this, and I want the trust back.
You don't trust me in our marriage? Well, what is everything we're talking about? Our marriage.
Tell me, if you want to stop talking...
You're saying you don't trust me personally? Or you don't trust me in the marriage? What I don't understand what's so different. Tell me the difference, please.
I think I have in the last few hours, no?
No, I think you could probably explain it to me a little better. I'm slow.
You want to keep being an asshole?
Do I want to keep being an asshole?
Stop the attitude.
It's a redundant question.
Stop the attitude.
I should stop the attitude. Okay, sure, no problem.
Stop!
No problem.
This after she just made those snarky insults to him, literally seconds prior.
I'm not going to refight this fight. You have something you're holding on to about Travis. Fucking go fuck. You know, go do it. Go run away together. I don't know what you're fucking holding on to, but you have created that. I have no part of that. I don't know what you're fucking latched onto in your brain, what stray hairs have fucking commingled and tangled in your brain to make you think you've really figured some sort of thing out. But this is not unusual for you. It's like almost every fight I can pretty much guarantee you will find something that you can like manipulate.
Let's ask Travis tonight. If you
yes,
told
why don't we
him,
invite Travis into our fucked up, broken ass, 3 fucking wheeled truck of a marriage? Why don't we crash it straight into the wall? Because no one knows us better than fucking Travis.
You're just afraid that the truth will come out.
What truth?
That you lied.
What are you fucking talking about? I didn't fucking even have a fucking thing to lie about. What are you fucking talking about? Every fucking fight, there's a new thing that you've convinced yourself is a lie.
I said to you.
Does he convince himself of these lies every new fight, or is she just not admitting to them?
What are you fucking talking about? Every fucking fight, there's a new thing that you've convinced yourself is a lie.
I said to you, Amber, tell Travis what you just did. Did you just fucking, did you punch me in the fucking jaw? Did you fucking kick? Did you? Did you? And you wouldn't say fucking, you said, I don't know what you're talking about. It never fucking,
I see the
never
lie.
fucking happened.
I see the lie. You really should run with this. In fact, maybe you and Travis can like, go and like, you know, do a tell-all about what a, you know, an investigative study.
Stop with the attitude, right? Stop with the attitude.
Sorry.
You're getting all bunched up.
Sorry. Sorry.
At least she apologized.
I don't, it's so fucking pointless, and you know it, to sit here and fight about fucking whatever you think happened with Charlie. This wasn't a conversation.
Listen,
we were
I was
fighting.
not high.
I'm not going to.
You lied. You're an asshole.
You were fucking full of shit. What lie? When? What conversation did I have with Travis? Big investigative study you've done. I'm not sitting here and fighting with you about the fight that we had last night.
After you fucking got physically violent with me, I texted Travis. I said, come up here, because I didn't want anything to happen.
I mean, yeah.
Come to what? Save me?
No, go ahead. Continue. You Travis to the rescue.
No, that was the last one. You can go, you go. That was the last insult.
Oh yeah, you called me a liar, and yet
I watched you lie.
You called me a liar.
He called her a liar for calling her out for blatantly lying to his friend about punching him in the face the previous night. But she's insulted because he called her a liar, which isn't a lie. This is just a common thing abusers and manipulators do. Like I said, flipping it, it's gaslighting, essentially.
Watched you lie. I heard it. I was right there.
There's no what. You still haven't told me what lie it is. But yet, every single fucking time. You know you do this every single fucking time.
We'll talk to Travis.
I'm not fucking talking to nobody.
No,
fuck that. You go fucking jerk him off. I don't care. I really could care less. It's you every single time. You lack.
Does she sound like she really could care less? Sounds like she's getting really defensive.
Onto some sort of thing when I already told you. I don't know what you're fucking talking about. You don't even know what you're talking about. You still haven't even told me what it is. But run with it.
I have told you what it is.
No, you haven't.
As I was editing this video, I noticed something that I forgot to mention when I was originally recording, so I'm coming back in and inserting this little audio excerpt. I really wanted to make sure that I pointed out in this video the way Amber here is gaslighting Johnny, telling him he's crazy, he is making something up, he does this every fight, he's delusional, she doesn't know what he's talking about, he doesn't even know what he's talking about. He told her, no, I wasn't high, and just the fact, the way that she's doing it, indicates to me that this is something she may have often done to Johnny. She also tried to use this exact argument in the trial, that oftentimes he was high, her recollection and Johnny's recollection are always very different because he either wasn't taking his meds, or he was in the throes of his addiction, or he's just old. She tried to pose him in a lot of her testimony as a liar, or literally not even remembering or knowing exactly what happened. She didn't say this, but kind of made him sound like symptoms of schizophrenia, like he wouldn't know what he was talking about on the phone, and she talked about this a lot during the trial. So I wanted to point this out here because this is her doing it to Johnny Depp in real time. This is also something that abusers do. They gaslight them essentially and try to make them think they're the crazy one, not themselves. They're not the crazy one. You're the crazy one. So this is a very extreme level of gaslighting, using somebody's mental illnesses, their use of medication, their addiction, or just their age, anything. This is an extreme level of gaslighting to try to make someone basically lose a sense of their reality or feel like unsure about themselves and their recollection or their memory.
I have told you what it is.
No, you haven't.
I said to Travis, I said to you, hey, tell Travis what just happened.
You told me to do it. You told me to. You said, go do that.
I said, no, tell him what just happened.
And I lied.
And that you punched me in the fucking thing, and you
figured
in the
it
face,
out.
and you said, no, I didn't. What the fuck are you talking about? And I watched you lie, and then I
didn't punch you, by the way. I'm sorry that I did.
This is probably the most well-known recording from the trial. I'll just play it again here. I'm not going to explain it because I think it speaks for itself.
And I watched you lie, and then
I didn't punch you, by the way. I'm sorry that I didn't hit
punched
you
me.
across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched.
Don't tell me what it feels like to be punched.
You know, even a lot of fights been around a long time. I know. Yeah,
No,
I know.
when you fucking have a closed fist.
You didn't get punched. You got hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you. I did not fucking deck you. I fucking was hitting you.
You can't
I don't know
deck
what
me.
the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you.
How are your toes?
What am I supposed to do? Do this?
How are your toes?
I'm not sitting here bitching about it, am I? You are.
Oh,
That's the difference
you
between
poor
me and
toes.
you. You're a fucking baby.
Because you start
You
physical
are
fights?
such a baby.
Because
Grow
you-
the fuck up,
Because you start
Johnny.
physical fights?
I did start a physical fight.
Yeah, you did, so I had to get the
Because-
fuck out of there.
Yes, you did. So you did the right thing, the big thing. You know what? You are admirable.
Okay, so I'm gonna end it here. This will be part 1. I will be doing at least a part 2, maybe a part 3, covering more of this audio from the same conversation, the same audio recording, the same audio exhibit in the next part, but I'm taking over the room right now. It's like almost 3 in the morning and my boyfriend's on the couch, so I feel really bad. I need to let him come in here and sleep. So I appreciate him letting me hog the bedroom while I do this. So I will have to break this up into a couple parts. But yeah, if anybody wants the context for this famous Amber Heard Johnny Depp audio recording, there it is. To me, it sounds pretty indisputable. Speaks for itself. Sounds pretty bad. If you have, you know, a different view, feel free to let me know. I am very curious and would like to hear a different view or opinion or perspective on this. I won't badger you or be mean or anything. Everyone be nice, you know. A lot of people are dedicated to this case or care about this case because of personal experiences, knowing someone who was abused, being abused. So it's a sensitive topic, sensitive nature. These are real people. This happens to real people. So remember that just because they're celebrities doesn't take away the seriousness of the situation. And I do think it's an important conversation to have. So with that, thank you and